Kyle Shanahan had to make sure that Sam would be ready to play if Sam had to play in the playoffs. So I'm watching this game. I think one of the ways to watch this game is if the Niners had to win a playoff game with Sam Darnold, if they had to, the good news for them, they don't have to go on the road, but if they had to win the NFC Championship game because Purdy gets hurt, the 2 of the last 3 weeks, this is the third time in 4 weeks that Darnold's played because Purdy got back-to-back stingers. So what'd you think of Sam? You got 4 quarters?
When do quarterbacks ever get stingers?
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. But could you win a championship if Sam Darnold had to play a game for you?
I think the hard part about today is I didn't notice any difference in the 2 quarterbacks, and one guy was on his couch 4 weeks ago. Now, part of that is I actually was kind of impressed by Wentz moving around, running around out there. To me, by the time the second half, you're playing with backups. I don't know. It felt very preseason. I would say 85% of the game. He looks fine. He looked fine when he came in the Ravens. Could you win a playoff game? You easily could, but I would not stake money on it. I don't think you can take away much from the day. Besides, he's better. He would be better under Kyle than he's ever been. The weapons he have, McCaffrey being able to throw screens, he could function all that. But there would come times where he just has to sit in the pocket and maybe scramble and make a play that I know Purdy can make. I don't know if he can make or would make the right play. I don't think you could gain anything from the day. I personally, more like Wentz, just because he has been out of the league, was okay, he can function. He should be in the NFL next year. To me, Sam, like you said, was held on the status of could you win if Purdy got hurt? You could, but I don't think you could take away what he did today translates to that environment. Not that the Rams were playing hard, but
yeah, especially early in the game, I did think, obviously not having Aaron Donald's a big deal. I do think that he did give me a little more confidence than I had before I'd seen him play. Really, most of it was not in the second half. I thought he made multiple excellent throws. And he looked like the guy he looked in practice. So I don't think he's any different than that. I think the standard is could he have won you if you took that guy and put him on the field against Philadelphia last year? Could he have won you that game? And I think the answer is yes. Now I know what you're saying. The guy that played today is not who knows what guy you're getting in the playoffs, and I agree with that. I do think you see a difference between him and Brock still, which is one of the differences is the thing that Sam kind of always does historically in his career, which is sometimes he can just hold on to the football too long. It happened again. And you just see that's just part of his game. He will hold it and try to make a play and maybe doesn't feel the rush every time.
He did before the fumble make a nice throw that got dropped, broken up or whatever to Conley, right? They would have had some momentum on that drive.
It would have been out near midfield. Yeah, he made it.
Yeah, it would have been Moody time pretty quickly. So I think it's easy to play. That's the preseason type thing that in a real game, we would just be wow, the fuck does he fumble? Or Kyle's probably thinking, we were right there if we just hold on to the football, right? That's a plus. That's a positive when I'm grading the film.
Yeah, the throw is absolutely a positive, but it's also the second game that he's kind of finished where you're in position to win it and he makes a play that keeps you from winning it. The fumble, it's a freaky play, but it happened. And then the Ravens game, he takes that sack. Nobody was open, so that's not all his fault, but he takes that sack. So to me, there is a difference between him and Brock, but the other difference is he made some plays. He could early in the game when he's playing with Ayuk and Debo, and it looked pretty good. So
to me, this was that fumble, cost him the game. Obviously, this is a game. I don't put the Ravens situation. I know they're only down a couple scores. That to me is in a different world. That fumble loses the game. This is a 1-score game. You got the ball with a chance to get in the field goal range. That Ravens game, you're just trying to make a play. I throw that out the window more of just forcing stuff. You kind of have to at that point in time. This, if you wanted to argue the fumble is pretty bad, yeah, you got to have some ball security. That's a big moment for the guy.
Yeah, we disagree on that because that was not fourth down. It pushed them
on the pick.
No, the sack that he took on the goal line down by 2 scores. Darnold.
Well, didn't he throw the pick on that?
He throws the pick on the next play. I'm not killing him for the pick. I'm killing him, not killing him, but to me, it's just 2 weeks in a row we've seen him kind of in winning time, and they didn't do it. But all in all, I thought it was a really positive day for him, and he made some throws. He had the one throw where he tried to go back shoulder to Ayuk, the little things that matter, right? Is he on the same page with Brandon Ayuk? if he has to step on the field in the conference championship game or January 20th or 21st. And he went back shoulder and Brandon kept going. So, not on the same page on that play. I thought he made the right throw. Brandon was kind of covered, but ask Ayuk about that. But he just looked really in control. How about the no-look pass? Did you think that was a no-look pass to Mitchell?
I saw that the way you posted it, I did. I think no.
So what happened then? Because he wasn't
I don't
looking
know.
at it. Do you think it came out funky?
Yeah, I think something weird happened.
Because it came out funky, but it came out like a spiral. So that was the part that threw me off.
I don't think he was trying to do like Patrick Mahomes no-look passes. Would be my first just guess of this operation.
I didn't. The first time I didn't think so. Then I watched it a few times. I couldn't quite tell. He didn't really talk about it after the game, but you watch it thinking for a split second, I'm like, would they spend $12 million to keep him around as the backup? You remember when the Niners did the pay Blaine Gabbert because Colin Kaepernick makes so little? But I think this team.
I think they just try. I think they would just try to bring him back on the same number or something around the same $3-4 million.
So who made more money today?
Carson Wentz.
Darnold or Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz, because Sam Darnold was in the NFL. Like Sam Darnold was in good position. The Niners would want him back. Other teams will want him to be the backup. I mean, he kind of admitted, like, I had other opportunities for more money. I wanted to be here, West Coast, Kyle, kind of just get my career back on level mode. Carson Wentz was on the couch. Like, Carson Wentz is that's an NFL quarterback. I don't mean a starter necessarily, but, like, he's easily one of the best 64. I mean, you see some of the quarterbacks today, like, he's an NFL player. If the word about, like, him being a teammate and he's been more normal and he's been humbled, just moving around, like, I'd take him as a backup if all the other shit off the field didn't exist. Like you would take that as your backup quarterback. I think immediately.
You would think to me, he should stay on the Rams. Shouldn't go anywhere. Because like from a skill set, his physicality it's a good match with their starting with Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, that the touchdown he threw to Puka was nice. Yeah. He definitely just makes some runs at his size that a 4-yard run gets 6, right? He's a big fucking dude. I mean, so Sam. He looked bigger than Sam, and Sam's big.
He looked bigger than Sam today, right? He looked tall.
Yeah, he looked big.
Carson Wentz, well, I don't remember Baker's numbers last year when he got off the plane, off the tarmac, and beat the Raiders. But Wentz was 71%, 163, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Darnold was 62%, 189, a touchdown, no picks, 3 sacks. So